Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin, and today is Sunday, October 19th, and I am officially 12 weeks pregnant. It's crazy to say that I'm 3 months pregnant, and it is just wild that I have only 2 weeks left of my first trimester. I feel like this is going by so fast, but also so slow at the same time. And I'm really excited. This week has been amazing. I got to see baby girl. For those of you that are new here, I conceived my little girl through IVF with a frozen embryo transfer back on August 15th. And it's been a wild ride this first trimester. I had severe cramping at 5 weeks, had to go in for an ultrasound and everything was okay. And then I ended up developing a very large subchorionic hemorrhage or hematoma around week 7 that led to some significant bleeding, which was terrifying. I ended up being put on pelvic rest and just trying to monitor that and have that go away. They took me off the baby aspirin once that happened, and then I graduated from my IVF clinic at 9 weeks and 2 days. I was not supposed to go in to see my OB until 12 weeks and 5 days, so almost through the end of my first trimester. And that just made me really nervous. Between the subchorionic bleed, as well as stopping my progesterone and oil shots and my Del estrogen shots, there was just too much going on that I didn't want to wait that long to know that baby girl was okay and to have some reassurance. So lucky enough, I was able to get a referral with maternal fetal medicine, and they were able to get me in for a scan this past week at 11 weeks and 3 days. They did the nucleal translucency exam, and that looked great. I honestly wasn't super concerned about that because I had the embryos genetically tested prior to transfer. But still, nonetheless, it's great to have that reassurance. And also they were able to draw my blood for my NIPT test, so I should have the results for that this week. Again, not overly concerned, but also just another layer of peace of mind definitely is always great in this process. The scan was incredible. It was my favorite scan yet, even more than seeing her and seeing her heartbeat for the first time. She actually is starting to look like a full baby, and there's definitely, little fingers and toes, and her hands were up by her face and her legs were crossed. She was being a little stubborn, so she's already bringing out those Taurus traits. I'm due May 3rd, so she will be a Taurus, most likely, and she's definitely stubborn. She wanted to be chin to chest the whole scan and not let them get that measurement of her neck. She was wiggling all over the place. She was doing backflips, and she is definitely very active in there, which was just so great to see and just giving me so much reassurance. I felt like this was the very first ultrasound that I've been able to exhale and feel really good that everything is going to be okay. I feel like I'm far enough along in my first trimester. I've had the genetic testing done, and baby girl is still growing on track. We've made it through the subchorionic bleed. That was almost not even visible this week, so it resolved pretty quickly, and I have been able to start working out again with no bleeding. So I feel like things are starting to get back to normal, which is good and definitely giving me a sigh of relief in this process. In terms of my symptoms this week, my symptoms this whole pregnancy have been pretty mild. And like I mentioned last week, it's a blessing, and it's also really nerve-wracking because you're constantly wondering, is everything okay in there? Because other than being a little bit more tired and a little nauseous in the morning and a little bloated, I would have no idea that I'm pregnant. It's been pretty easy so far. And I know that some other people have it much harder with a lot of nausea and morning sickness, and that just hasn't been me, and I feel really lucky for that, but also it definitely puts doubt in my mind. This week, I've been really trying to have a balanced diet now that my symptoms are even getting a little bit better than they were in the previous weeks. Vegetables still and I don't really get along, so trying to find creative ways to meal prep and get my vegetables in to still have a very balanced meal. Craving a lot of fruit, carbs, dairy, and then again, just eating straight meat isn't really doing it for me. So really trying to get creative with my meal prepping. This week, I made a cheese tortellini with pesto, chicken, red peppers, and spinach in there, and that was delicious. I made some little mini chicken pot pies to have some mixed vegetables in there as well. Super easy recipe from the Pillsbury mini pie crust. So if you're looking for an easy recipe, I definitely need to go less veggies next time. It was way too many peas for my liking, but I did get some vegetables in. And then also just trying to put spinach in like smoothies and things like that to get some greens and to get some vegetables in, and really keep a balanced diet. I have only gained 2 pounds this first trimester. And again, I feel like my weight gain throughout this process is not necessarily pregnancy weight gain. I've had a really long journey with IVF, IUIs, egg retrievals. So I feel like my body has changed a lot in this past year and a half, just prepping for baby and going through all of the hormones and things. So I feel like it's hard to really tell like how much weight I've gained pregnancy wise, because I gained about 15 pounds since starting this process, but it wasn't necessarily pregnancy. And a lot of it's just like hormones and pumping your body full of all this. So I don't know. I'm just trying to eat healthy, take care of myself, do the best that I can, and we'll figure out the weight piece later on once baby's here, and hopefully things will get back to normal. My clothes were fitting pretty normal all the way leading up to pregnancy. I'm kind of giving up on buttons at this point. Definitely looking for some fall dresses and elastic waistbands and leggings, and happy that we're going into fall with sweater and hoodie season. Definitely cozy clothes. Makes it a little bit easier as the belly starts to grow. I did take my 12-week bump date picture today, and honestly, nothing is still there. Just a little bit of bloating. I look like I ate too much food, a little bit, but so far not showing at all. And I'm just really excited that this has been a pretty easy process. I also this week got a lot done for baby. I feel like I'm really, really prepared, which is exciting. Wondering what I'm going to do to occupy my time in the second trimester. But I did go and finalize her nursery this week and kind of ordered everything for that. I'll give you a little sneak peek of the color palette. It's going to be so pretty. And then I also ordered her a custom closet so I can have a little bit more organization. So that will get installed early December, and then all of the nursery furniture will be in kind of later December, January timeframe. I'll get the room painted before the closet goes in. So in the next couple of months, her nursery will start to come together. I will do a before and after kind of video for that as well. I have to sell a lot of furniture. So I think that's like the biggest burden right now is I have to sell the furniture that's in that room right now. And it's kind of my dog's room. So he's going to have some adjustments for a little bit. And it's like my upstairs office. And so that is the next thing on the to-do list. Booked my doula and ordered my breast pump through my insurance. So that was super easy. If anyone has questions about that, obviously, and here in the US, everyone's insurance is different, but I went to aeroflow.com and literally it was a 5-minute ordeal and it's already shipped and on its way to me. So officially on the list at 2 daycares, doula's booked, nursery's designed, registry is done except for the stroller. I am really struggling on the stroller. I have narrowed it down to the Nuna Mix Next and the Upper Baby Vista. I'm not really planning on having a second child, but I do hear that the Vista is a little bit more durable and probably better for like longer walks. But I just honestly cannot get the Nuna Mix and the biscotti color out of my head. I think it is gorgeous with the car seat. And I feel like my vibe is just a Nuna mom, but like practicality, I do go for longer walks and exercise walks. I want something that's gonna grow with her and last me a while as well. So that's where I keep coming back to the Upper Baby. I'm probably gonna go down to Nordstrom this week and test them out again for like the 5th time. Honestly, I just need to make a decision. But that's really the last thing that I need to decide on for the registry piece. And other than that, things have just been going really, really smoothly. So very excited to go to my OB this week. I don't know that they'll do another scan just because I had the nucleal translucency scan this past week. But in my appointment check-in, it does have procedure on there and scan. So maybe they'll forget and I'll get to see baby girl again. I'm debating getting a home Doppler. If you have an anterior placenta, Let me know if it's caused you more stress or it's been good. I do have an anterior placenta, so I know it will be harder for me to find the heartbeat on a home Doppler, and it's gonna take me longer to feel baby girl kick. So if you have an anterior placenta and you have a home Doppler, let me know your thoughts on it. I know generally they're not recommended because they can cause more stress if you can't find the heartbeat. So let me know your thoughts on that. I think that's it for this week. I know the end of it has been kind of a little bit of a ramble, but everything has just been going really well, feeling great. So grateful to make it to this point of my pregnancy and excited to see what the future holds in the upcoming weeks. But I will keep you guys posted, and I'll see you next week in my next one. Bye.